So more is coming out about our Georgia shooter, Colt Gray. We know that Colt shares most, if not all, the common factors when it comes to school shooters. 1. A troubled home life. Mass shooters typically come from either high-conflict homes or distant, absent, or neglectful parenting, often combined with overbearing abusive punishments or extremely permissive responses to problems. What we know so far is that Colt's home life was in dire condition. They were regularly visited by police and Child Protective Services. His father, Colin, has now been arrested and charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder and 8 counts of child cruelty. It was his mother, Mercy, however, who apparently drew the most attention. His mother's lengthy criminal history spans 17 years and 4 Georgia counties, including domestic violence, drug possession, property damage, fraud charges, and driving under the influence. Driving down the street in her car drunk, she then fell out of the car with the door still open and the engine running. According to the neighbors, there were nights where she would lock her children out of the house, and they would be banging on the back door screaming, asking, pleading to be let in. Neighbors would find her in the driveway passed out with the car running and blaring music early in the morning. Neighbor Lauren Vickers told authorities that it was rare that the children had clean clothes, ever, and that the home life was full of constant abuse. According to his maternal grandfather, his father would beat up on him constantly. Sometimes the youngest child would ask the neighbors for food. 2. Parental irresponsibility. Many parents of mass shooters fail to address cries for help or obvious mental health issues that keep reemerging over and over again. 3. Adolescent impulsivity due to hormones. 4. Mental health illnesses such as being depressed and extremely withdrawn. Colt's aunt, Annie Brown, told the Washington Post that her nephew was struggling with mental health issues and begging everyone around him for help, months before the massacre. 5. Substance abuse such as recreational cannabis use or alcohol while the brain is still developing. While we know his mother abused substances, it's unclear yet whether or not he himself was using them. 6. A strong fascination with firearms and issues with securing them properly in the home, especially once the FBI has informed them that there have been threats. We know that in May 2023, Colt had threatened to shoot up his middle school on the app Discord. The officers, however, urged his father to keep the firearms under lock and key, which he promised he would. And yet for Christmas, his father bought him a gun, the same one that was used in Wednesday's shooting. But the case was forgotten about after a few days once they could not confirm these allegations. 7. Bullying at school. We know he was constantly bullied by his classmates who regularly called him gay, just ridiculed him day after day after day. Apparently when he was trying to get on a golf team, his classmates would regularly taunt him, "Oh look, Colt's gay. He's dating that guy." It was incredibly difficult for him to go to school and not get picked on. 8. Having an extremely withdrawn disposition at school, often being described as the quiet ones, loners. According to neighbors, Colt didn't speak much to anyone, but he regularly skipped school and wandered around in the woods by himself. 9. Past threats about future harm or future shootings. 10. Destructively acting out due to a mismanagement of anger. And 11, the inadequacy of the legal system. And once again, we see all of these elements building up like a pressure cooker, ultimately taking the lives of 4 innocent victims and destroying the lives of countless others.